am from Austin, Texas, 33 years old. I am making this video because I've never known one day of peace in my lifetime. And when I'm start launching a line of lambskin jackets being made in Seoul, South Korea, taking a few minutes out of your day to just investigate, to form your own opinion, and to, kind of like play your own private investigator. YouTube and watch this stuff and see it for yourself as a fact. It's a very scary thing about what our country is doing. The fact that times have changed since the nightly news, like Walter Cronkite. Everyone had to believe him because that's all they knew. And today there's endless truth available. The film crew is going to come to my house on January 8th. It's going to be my campaign, the modern day hippie. It's not going to be for Ron Paul. It's not going to be for Obama. It's not going to be for Bachmann. It's going to be just a simple, silent message, just urging people to wake up. It's the simple fact of you want your other voters to kind of take a second look at these things. Don't listen to CNN. Don't listen to NBC. Listen to yourself. Occupy your head. All right, what we have here is today we're doing the modern day hippie campaign. Just like a moving art exhibit, just it's gonna like to shock people a little bit, just to kind of to open them up to our views and just kind of make a little bit of a statement about the war, what's going on, the continual war. Do something different because we can, while we still can. John Paul is shocking. That's why he's perfect for today. Shock the system. John Paul, he's just like, he's a good director, if anything. Like, I'm not sure about what kind of like technical stuff he knows about cameras, but he's like, that's why it's perfect.
Adam has something going on, but on the other side, I'm doing something too. I was like, hey girl, you wanna be my fucking shit? I'm a photographer. It's gonna be a big mess around you. I just really want you to look like very, oh my god. Don't get too scared, okay?
Oh my god, okay.
So we're gonna have 3 groups of people walk in the march. The first group is going to be the original hippies from the 60s who have been protesting for 40 years, the war. And the second group is going to be the main attraction. They're going to be the zombies, because we just feel like everyone's just kind of like walking around with their heads down, kind of like there's nothing I can do, there's nothing I can say. The third group is going to be the modern day hippies. That's the people today like us who are just kind of thinking we can make a difference. We're the next generation, so we need to protect it. We want to be successful. We want to have good lives and not be broke. Adam Willis. That's the name of my jacket line that I'm about to launch, and this is for the website. And that's it. I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out. We got a lot of people here. It's going to be a good day. Really can't break character at all to like laugh or anything. I think we're just gonna go literally around the block and then move to the Capitol. Just do a zombie walk, like it's Frankenstein's out.
Your ass is like eating his pants.
Give people flowers, whoever you see.
What's our direction? Oh my fucking god, this is cool.
The earth is not here for us, we are here for the earth. What we do here affects everything. Every breath we take affects this planet.
Remember why you are here.
Remember who you are. Yes, we do. dreams come alive! We've lost our souls to what we think is important. We've been brainwashed to believe that we are free, to believe that history is not repeating itself, that somehow something new is being born.
Continue to
Thank you for
Dakota, Mike. Don't really kill the shit out of them, but really I want that in y'all's fucking eyes, alright? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
It is your divine right.
1, 2, 3. These zombies in the background just kind of pose like y'all, you know, fucking sexy, dirty, slutty zombies.
Just put it on the floor. I mean,
You are an infinite being of light.
2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Fuck yeah.
You guys are very welcome. You guys are awesome what you're doing. So you guys keep up the good work yourselves.
take care, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you.
Woo!
Yeah, you too. We know you're there. Need a touch up on my
United States stands land is free. They don't realise, not free at all. Nobody's free.
I do love this capital.
But Lady Liberty's clothes are torn, tattered, sullied by the soot of indifference.
Already a break dance going on in front of the Capitol. There's a lot going on today.
come over on the ground with Kyle. Get on the side of Mike over here too. Big flowers. Just pop that around. I want to do more of the building.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
The wars, the discrimination
One,
that
two,
occurred
three.
was back then. It's still here now. Nothing has changed except the date.
1, 2, 3. Keep on going.
Remember why you are here.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Are you fucking ready to
Ready?
march? Come on, guys.
Okay, march.
We are broke because of war. We don't need their oil.
All the structures and limitations, they crumble.
The message we were spreading that day was just no war. If you solve the war issue, if you stop that, half your problems will be resolved, half of our country's problems will be resolved, and the others we can work out without a problem. But
World changing.
like that, like a hippie from the 60s saying that, and here we are 40 years later and we haven't even tried to change the world, and it's the one time that we actually could possibly attempt to do it with one vote is why this whole thing is here, Modern Day Hippie. So I was really lucky to, through starting the jacket line and meeting people to help me with my website, to come into like a creative group of people. And so to me, this idea, it wasn't so weird. But if you would have talked to me 2 years before, it would have been the weirdest idea ever, because I was a little bit more closed in, I was a little bit more conservative. I didn't want people to talk weird about me or to think weird about me. But then I moved to Austin, and it was like, I've always said, it's like the weird trying to out-weird each other. People in Austin are cool.
First night, I've been working with Adam for over about a good year, and I get his flow and his vibe. When it comes to Adam, it's his way. He loves his way. Whenever I share my thoughts on it, it winds up just working really well together. I don't think you were expecting me to bring 15 zombies.
I wasn't, it was...
And Tina was a surprise too.
I had thought that it was literally going to be me, Wes, and JoJo.
And once people started coming in, it blew my mind. And then what even blew my mind even more is what nobody had any idea what they were doing. So
I think we're all a little confused on exactly what we were going to do.
We were walking, and there was nothing besides this point planned. Nothing was planned. Nobody was told one thing about what to do.
I kind of told Tina the premise of the idea, but I didn't want to go.
Told Tina the premise.
I didn't want to tell her because I knew.
No idea.
So I had this image of just like hippies running away from zombies. I had no idea what was gonna happen. I didn't know how many people were gonna be involved.
Yeah, as soon as I heard you open your mouth, I was like, fuck yeah, this is gonna be good.
When she started talking, I didn't know that was gonna go on, but it was pretty fucking.
Just have like improv.
Her voice, it wasn't like she was screaming or anything, but it resounded.
And this is having that strength to send the message was powerful.
Mm-hmm.
It was how she said it.
I didn't know what was gonna transpire, but just suddenly was just moved to speak. Acknowledging, of course, as part of the shoot that these zombies are behind me, but this is my mission. This is why I'm here. To wake people up to what is happening, and if we're not informed, to get informed.
I knew it was her up front, and I didn't even know what she was saying. I saw the footage, and I was like, and that got me to talk, and I wasn't planning on talking.
She started speaking, and then it was like like you could feel it just kind of focus a little bit. You know?
And that's how I envisioned it for the zombies to not just to get attention for being dressed up, but to get attention for their convictions and what they were putting into it. And they did it.
This is now 2012, but this is also the 60s. Things haven't really changed. We're still at war. We're still ignoring the basic principles of life, which is just, can we just love each other?
These people are already in their roles. Like, they're like feeling this. Like, this is all real. Like, these people are here doing this and like doing this thing because this is what they are thinking in the back of their minds too. And you didn't have to tell anybody to act. You didn't have to tell anybody to do anything. It was a moving piece of artwork is what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be a little bit shocking because I didn't want people to see a group of people walking down the street and like their everyday whatever carrying a sign. I wanted them to look twice. I wanted them to look 3 and 4 and 5 times.
That photo shoot and that march and being everybody so involved and excited about it made me realize that I wish we would have done that in Mexico or Brazil like 20 years ago.
Then we got to City Hall. You know, we were in a different realm instantly. We were all of a sudden an occupier. And we were an occupier, and I had never been an occupier except on Facebook and to my friends. I had never actually gone to stand there, even though I was standing there with them publicly the whole time. So then we picked up a veteran. One was a veteran, a war veteran, carrying a flag. And so I said, you know, he was coming with us. So he brought his flag, we put it in the back of the bus, and then we brought another guy who wasn't a veteran, but he was an occupier, and he was like a registered occupier. He had like a name badge, you know, because I think that those guys have been, you know, suffering a lot of hardships down there, but speaking up for us, for the people who don't speak, and they're speaking for us. They're homeless because we put them in an environment where they're forced to be homeless, and so they're, you know, of course you're going to camp out together with all the other people who don't have work and who have fallen on hard times.
My generation doesn't know shit about politics at all. Doing this, I can see what they're trying to do. Like, what the message is that people in my generation who are going to be talking about our politics need to know what they're talking about if they're going to talk about it.
It's getting harder now to actually find real relevant information. Like, you have to really search for it. And it's really easy to be passive about that.
This war thing, there's no answer. They don't show us any evidence of why we should be in these wars. All the evidence they've showed us has been proven false. And I just think that this piece we did today, it's kind of meant to shock the system. Like, it's time to just shock the system. And for the people to just say, no, I'm not okay with this. I'm not okay with my, I don't know, what is it, like 4 or 5 minutes of every hour that we're working is going to the federal government who's shipping it overseas to fund these wars, to police the world. My really good friend had just lost her brother in the Navy SEAL crash, the helicopter where 22 Navy SEALs died, and I saw what she went through. I saw her first Christmas without her brother. And it's the first time that this had ever really, the war touched home in my mind, in my head, in my heart. My dad was in the Army during the Vietnam War. He volunteered, he wasn't drafted, but he never had to go to war. And I think he's the most sane person in the world, and he's the one where about 6 months to a year ago just started talking about, you know, this is really something really terrible that's going on. And then for work, I travel to Asia and all these countries where people are wondering what's, you know, about a little bit about my life, and I'm wondering about their life. And what I found out is that the Americans, everybody wants to be us, everybody like envies us, everybody dreams of living in America and living this free life, that they do not like us policing the world. And I don't like that either, because we're suffering from it financially. Everybody is a free thinker. Everybody in their mind is a free thinker. And the problem that we're facing here is that most of the people who are, you know, most of the people, that everyone, you know, gets the majority of their information from Fox News, from CNN, and they just think that this is life and that all this stuff is how it is. But in reality, these are all privately owned firms that they have no accountability when they're reporting the news. They don't have to show proof of anything, and they sway opinions. And I think that everybody knows that deep down inside, and that they're just like waiting for the bubble to burst, where it's like that they like realize that it's a big world out there, and that we have like neighbors. And I mean, we're not even like, we're so involved over the oil field that we're not even helping out Mexico. Hello, they have like, it's no big deal for somebody to like pull up in an intersection and get out of his car and put 15 severed heads on the side of the street in daylight, and people just accept this like this is normal. And yet all of our troops, all of our military, and all of our money is going to Pakistan and Iraq and Afghanistan and everything that's sitting over an oil field, and we're letting our neighbors be taken over by a cartel, and we don't even speak about it, we don't talk about it. And because it's, I don't know why, but I'm thinking from my heart that it's because of our prohibition, that we prohibit, you know, people from smoking marijuana. It's sad, but I think that this is true. I mean, we have Harvard Medical School doctors telling us that the studies that our government shows us are fabricated. This guy's like Harvard, teaching Harvard Medical School, telling us that he has studied studies and that it's not true. That this is like, and me selling pharmaceuticals, I sold a drug that I would go, my job was to go around to tell doctors and to give them samples of whatever, of this drug that would put people to sleep. But the weird thing about this drug is 1 out of every 4 patients would wake up the next day with a metallic taste in their mouth. And we had no idea what this metallic taste was in their mouth. I was professionally trained to sell against this. To say, if a doctor says, oh, what's that taste? And then I was trained to say, well, did the patient sleep 7 to 8 hours the night before? And that was kind of like, because we didn't have a reason as to why the metallic taste. And I wanted to just say, like, tell your patient to smoke marijuana, something naturally that's growing out of the ground, that there's no chemicals added, there's no artificial substances, and it's been 4,000 years since people have been smoking marijuana and not one death. And here you are, the government is allowing you to take a drug every single night. It's approved for long-term use every night, and it's giving you a metallic taste. I'm like, metallic taste, are those healthy? If your mom can't sleep, do you want her to take something that was generated in a lab, or would you want her to take maybe a pill that has something that grew naturally out of the ground, that has a 4,000-year-old study?
Like, people don't know, and to have a response to that that's so visual, I thought was very poignant and was a really brilliant idea.
If you wish to change the fruits, you must first change the roots.
My fruit changed. My fruit's changed.
She said, world changes. And that to me just like sent a shiver down my spine, because the world does change and we need to accept it. I mean, I don't know, like that's just like, it like yelled out my message so clearly.
I think he conveyed the message that he was trying to really well.
It's exactly the way I envision it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Love is all you need.
I think that everybody's a modern day hippie. I think that everybody is, maybe they don't know that they consider hippies to be the people
those
from the
annoying
60s
Austinite people
who are in San Fran. I'm 34 years old. I live in Austin, Texas, and this is Trash Wednesday. I don't know what Trash Wednesday is, but I guess it would come the day after Super Tuesday, don't we? super bad. Apparently in a few, like 6, 7, 8 states, somebody forgot to read the news. Somebody forgot to Google something. Somebody left something out. For sure, for absolutely sure, we do not have people who are going to the polls seeing that there's one check that they can check that will end war. Did they miss it? Because I'm really confused. Did they see the facts? Do they see that your neighbor and the other guy across the street and the one a mile down, did they hear his conversation with his family? Oh, I like this guy, but he's unelectable. Huh? I've been hearing this for too long. Unelectable? Unelectable? Who says he's unelectable? Who says that? The media? Media. Mainstream. So, I'm here talking about the modern day hippie campaign, which is, I was starting a business for a charity, and I didn't want to use that platform because I didn't feel great with starting a business pushing the disease that my sister is suffering from. But I'm fucking pissed off that we're not spending that money on researching that disease. And I'm at a loss for words to see what happened on Super Tuesday. I think it's your fault. I think it's your fault for undermining freedom and believing in yourself, and what the fuck else? We're a new generation. They're a new generation. It's gonna be the love generation. You can know me. I'm not gonna sit around watching my tax dollars go towards, God, I flew to Dubai 3 weeks ago. This guy sitting next to me in business class was a UMA pilot who was on a full fare. A baggage claim, I realized there was 15 others. And by face recognition, they were all on full fare business class tickets. I know because there was a last minute equipment change and the gate agent came aboard with her list. And she said, Mr. Mattingly, we are crediting you one upgrade. And the guy next to me had paid, I don't know, I think it was around $6,200 for a one-way. And she instructed him to call the United line when he arrives at his final destination because his employer had purchased a full fare business class ticket. I'm thinking this guy must be on some special mission, but when I landed in Dubai and I dilly-dallied around and I finally made it to baggage claim, I saw 15 bags stacked high, and they were military bags because they were government contracted UMA pilots, drone pilots, and they all walked out together. And by face recognition, it was half the business class cabin of United Airlines from DC to Dubai, going to Afghanistan and to spy. $8,000. I come back and the IRS wants $1,800 from me. They're willing to send me a certified letter after certified letter for $1,800. What about the $80,000 you spent on one-way tickets for drone pilots? Drone pilots killing people without even risking one of your own. That's your America. Fucking God help you guys. Yeah, it's just so crazy to me, and I think about it every day that we're in the middle of the primaries. You know, it's like the primaries, people don't realize, I think, is bigger than, you know, the election, because the primaries where you have a choice of who you're gonna vote. And there's only one person, including our own president, who's completely anti-war. And it's just, I think it's just so crazy that we've gotten to the point where literally like everyone is like chomping at the bit to invade countries, literally like for regime changes because they don't like the leader, not because the leader's torturing the people. Like in Iran, it's just so crazy that every time I turn on the news, I see it's like the Iranians kill people. Last night I was at a bar on Friday night and guys like, yeah, we need to bomb the fuck out of Iran. And then I'm like, do you guys know? And I didn't even know this till a few weeks ago, but in 1988, we were, hanging out on their waters. It's like them being in Galveston, and literally like, within they can shoot a missile from a boat to our country, and we shot down a passenger airliner, killed 288 people. And we've admitted it, and we've never even apologized for it. We paid them like a couple $100 million to settle it, but then it's like here that's what war does, and so that's why Iran wants the nukes and like wants to be able to defend themselves, is because they have countries like us who are even today they're wanting to send a mothership to over there, and it's like a huge, it's like an old ship that they were going to retire, but the Navy's requesting to get that ship to come over, and that just means more war, bigger war. And they say it's to protect off the Somali coast, but I mean, who knows why? I mean, I don't think there's something that for pirates. I think that there's something because they want to expand the war, and our country's so broke that that's why I wanted to do this march, just to say like, hey, like why don't we just all vote on and let's nip the war thing in the bud. If this guy becomes I feel like if he becomes our leader, then all the other world leaders will be like, not relax, because and everyone in Washington, all the lawmakers, they won't try to persuade him to go to war, because he said right then, I'm not doing war. Like, this is not going to happen. Nobody's going to, it's like the Libya thing. Like the Libya thing, our media was telling us that they were having the planes, literally Gaddafi was bombing his people with his aircraft, and there's no proof that this wasn't going on. And from what I've read online is that it's fabricated. He just now the people who were giving those reports to the international court, the people reporting to them that Gaddafi was doing this, are the people who are running the country. Because it was like a coup in our country participated. From what I know, I mean, it's not like I'm not saying I'm right, but it's just like there's not one proof online. Yeah. I know. I just thought it would. No, I just thought. I don't know.
Sorry.
I don't know if
I just think it's funny.
Like, nobody knows that.
Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.